We'll see. They have no idea who's starting tomorrow. So it really doesn't matter who starts. It's who plays and who plays well. I mean, we'll shake the starting lineup up a little bit, but it's really about who's going to play well, who's going to respond the right way. Those type things. So, I feel like yesterday's practice was a good practice. I thought some guys responded really well. I thought Jaquan Lewis responded really well. He had a rough outing. I thought he was really good yesterday, so I was pleased with that, and he can certainly really help our team. So, there's some positives with that sort of thing, but we got to get over the. I think there are some guys in our program now. This is a statement in general on our program that they don't have the chip on their shoulder that you need when you go to the Garden and play Duke and Wisconsin. Like, Wisconsin was an unbelievable opportunity for us. We just let slip right through our hands. And I think there's some guys that maybe haven't been here when we weren't as good and don't understand those type opportunities that you have. And, we're going to make sure we don't, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that we don't let opportunities slip through our hands anymore. And that was the most disappointing thing for me from the trip on, this weekend. And I'm not into, pumping sunshine everywhere and acting like we got all the, we played well and all that stuff. That's for the birds, man. Like, we need to win games. And those are games we had a chance to win both of those games, and we didn't win them. That's period, the end. The rest of the stuff doesn't matter.
That's Friday and Sunday. It's Tuesday. You still seem like it's post.
Oh, I'm not happy. I mean, we let two games, the Duke game, whatever, the tide shifted a little bit. But that Wisconsin game, give Wisconsin credit. They've got really good players. Kid Koning's great. The kid Hayes will play in the NBA. Very, very good players. But I was really disappointed with some of our guys in that game. And, I can certainly do better. And, I look in the mirror and is harder on myself than I am on anybody. And there's things I can do better in both games, and we've got to get better because you only get so many opportunities like that on a neutral court against the defending national champion and the runner-up. And you got to be able to take advantage of those, and you've got to be hungry and excited to do that. Right now, we're just a good team. If we're going to be a great team or an elite team, we got to be, really good with the details. We got to have everybody, moving in the same direction. And right now we got most guys moving in the same direction, and we're not great with the details. And that's what gets you beat when you play equal talent or equal teams, or teams that are a little bit better than you. And so, we've got to do better with the details.
Coach, my words off here, correct me, but if you feel some resistance to guys who don't want to do it the way, but there's also guys who do.
I don't feel resistance. Resistance isn't the right word. I don't feel resistance. I don't think they know any better. We'll praise you when you do well, but we're not sitting here pumping sunshine and slapping you on the back and acting like everything's okay. Like, that's not how the real world works. It's not how it works. You got to have a level of toughness to succeed in basketball, to succeed in life, whatever you want to do. And so you got to do your best work when the chips are down. When things aren't great, you got to be able to do your best work. And we got some guys who do their best work then, and we got some guys who don't. We got some guys who've lied to themselves, who when you put them on a stage like that, you get exposed a little bit. And that's really, really disappointing. And we got to have guys that are ready to produce. It's about production. And we got to have guys who are going to produce.
Not singling way out the two losses, but with what you're getting from Melvin right now, just the way we see him, seems like his attitude is
unbelievable.
Seems like he's just
unbelievable. We need more guys like him. Melvin's been great. He's going to carry us for a while, and we're going to get some guys that want to come in and play. I mean, I'm not talking about our whole squad now. Jordan Burgess did an unbelievable job this weekend defensively. I mean, the last play, Doug guarded it well. We overcut him at the end. He spun back. Burgess didn't help off of Hayes, which is exactly what he was supposed to do. I mean, we guarded it textbook, how we were supposed to guard it. They wanted to go to Hayes. They couldn't get it to him because Burgess, I thought Burgess played well. I thought Bilberry's done a good job. I thought Hamdi played as hard as he can play. I'm not asking for perfection now. I thought Mo did some good things. I thought, like I said, I think Jaquan played well in the Duke game, had a little bump in the road, but he's recovered really well. I'm proud of him. you know, we've got we got some other guys that got to join. You know, that need to join that group. I thought Doug, I love the way he responded. Didn't play as well against Duke. Came back and gave us some real energy against Wisconsin. So I mean, there was, you know, it's not like, you know, it's not like we all don't have stuff to work on, but you know, we've got to have more than 6 or 7 guys that we can roll with, and that's just the reality of the situation.
I've noticed a big spark when he's on the court, when he comes in. Can you elaborate more on?
Well, he's just a scorer. He's kind of wired to score. That's what he does. You know, he knows what he's doing out there. He's been in the battles. He's played in a lot of games. He's just got a lot of mileage on him. So he has a good idea of what he's doing and what he's about. And you know, it's reassuring when you have him out there. You know, he's one of those guys you just feel comfortable with, that he's going to make a pretty good decision most of the time. It's the same way I feel with Mel, same way I feel with Burgess. You know, Burgess may not stuff the stat sheet with offense, although his offense is going to come. He just got to keep staying after it. He's going to end up having a really good offensive season for us, but you just feel comfortable. He's not going to mess up. He kind of knows where to go, knows what to do. And as a coach, that's what you want.
I didn't get to watch the Wisconsin game, but Hamdi seems not only pretty skilled offensively, but pretty aggressive, almost black hole aggressive, like when he gets the ball.
No, he can pass it out of there. I don't think he's black hole aggressive. I think Hamdi did as good a job as we could have asked him to do. I mean, my goodness, we signed him in June. I mean, he's as good as you can ask him to do. Obviously, we got to work on the free throws. We spent some time on that yesterday and today, or yesterday. We'll continue with that today. But you know, he's still got to get some loose balls. He's got to square people up defensively. There's still stuff he's got to get better at defensively. You know, for as good as he is offensively, we got some work to do on the defensive end with him. But we played the power lineup. We played him and Mo together. We got really good looks a couple times, and that was good. So the better he becomes, you know, the better our team can be. That's for sure. He gives us another low. He's our best low post scorer. I mean, he's the best guy we got throwing it in there too and scoring. He's better than Mo now at that. I mean, you know, Mo's better with the offensive rebounding and putbacks, that sort of thing. But in terms of one-on-one post scoring, you know, that's where you're gonna go.
In 3 of your 4 games, you shot extremely well in the first half and not very well in the second half. Any common thread there that you can see?
Well, we tire out. We take worse shots in the second half. We had 3 or 4 bad shots in the Wisconsin game. You know, I chart our contested shots and our uncontested shots, what I consider bad shots, and we average about 7 a game, 7 and some change a game, and about 5 of them are in the second half usually. So, you know, we got to cut those. We got to cut those down and go inside and put a little more pressure on the rim. So, you know, I think that contributes. I think that contributes to our second half shooting issues. We're just a little more fatigued and taking some contested shots and some not as, you know, some shots that aren't as good or aren't as high of a percentage.
18 plans for Thanksgiving, Coach?
Yeah, we'll come over there. We're going to do a little community service activity. Then we'll have everybody over to the house, and we'll have a Thanksgiving meal at my house. So it'll be good.
What's the scouting report on American coming in here tomorrow night, and where do you match up well against them?
Well, they play at the 3rd slowest pace in the country, so they play at a snail's pace. They play very, very slowly. You know, we got to guard their offense. They run a Princeton-style offense, bunch of back doors, back cuts, those sort of things. So, you know, they've got a kid, Reed. He's their best player. He's a right-handed guard. He gets fouled a ton. I think he shot 21 free throws. The rest of their team shot 20 free throws as a team. So he gets fouled quite a bit. But they're really relying on jump shooting, just with their offense. They're either going to get layups or jump shots. And so, you know, we need to do a good job guarding the three-point line, guarding their actions and not let them get clean looks. And then we need to do a great job on the backboards. We got blasted on the backboards a couple times this weekend, and we need to do a much better job on the glass than we did this weekend. That really hurt us in the Wisconsin game. You know, we had 4 or 5 rebounds that we had in our hands and fumbled out, and they ended up getting, and that led to 12 of their points. just off of balls that we actually touched or had in our hands. And it led to like 12 points and 3 fouls for us, which is unacceptable. Not going to get it done at that level.
How much of the defensive struggle is kind of understandable given that you're playing a different way and, you know.
Well, the defensive struggle's not the scheme. Defensive struggle's not the scheme.
And the other part I was going to ask is a couple of guys who.
The defensive struggle is our effort in pressuring the ball. It's not the scheme. I've changed the scheme 2 different times to try to help. But if we're not going to get out there and pressure the ball, Doug changed the whole Wisconsin game when he pressured the ball. You got to have somebody out there who inspires on the ball. Like Briante inspired those other guys to play hard because he was in a stance down, ready to guard. He inspired people to play hard behind him. We don't have that all the time. So we can play a 3-2 zone, box and 1, triangle and 2, stick and 3. You can play whatever defense you can dream up. If you don't have somebody who's going to go out there and guard the ball and really hound the ball, it doesn't matter. It all starts with ball pressure. And so we don't get very good ball pressure in our matchup. We don't get very good ball pressure in our man. And when you do that, you're going to give stuff up. And so it's not a schematic issue. I'm the first to admit when it's a schematic issue. I've changed our scheme twice already to try to cater in, but I cannot keep changing it. At some point, we got to dig down and get stops. We did an hour and a half worth of defense yesterday, nothing else. Absolutely nothing else. At some point, you got to dig down and be able to stop somebody and have a little pride in it. At some point. Hopefully coming soon. But the issue has nothing to do with schematics. The scheme is very sound, fundamentally. The execution's not right now.
Any other questions for Coach?
Coach, if we don't get a chance.
Of course they got questions. I'm fired up. They're going to keep asking all day.
Going against the one game at a time mantra, in case we don't get a chance to ask you tomorrow night, the game Saturday coming up against Old Dominion has been a big one.
Yeah, we got our tails kicked last year, so, I haven't even dealt with it yet, so I couldn't. I mean, I know Freeman and Baycoat are really good. That's about the extent of what I know.
What do you remember of the rivalry from when you were here the first
Oh, it was great. When we were in the CAA together, it was unbelievable. Because you usually played them 3 times a year, their place, our place, and then we'd always see them in a big game in the tournament, either the semifinals or the finals. So, huge rival, fun game to be a part of. They always did the whiteout down there. At least a couple of years we were down there. I don't know if they still do that, but it was exciting game, good rivalry, and look forward to being back a part of it on Saturday.